Christus. The Octave of Creation. Apocrypha 4. URIM and THUMMIM. The Octave Harmony. Marcus Vitruvius, the concept of 4. Marcus Vitruvius, the ratio of beauty. Octave of Creation. Christus. Master Carpenter Vitruvius. The concept of 4. When Christus was young, he had a passion for sports and walking. He loved to train both his body and mind. He came from a family of craftsmen, so he decided to become an apprentice to the master carpenter. Christus asked the master, "How do we build houses using the concept of 4? It seems simple with the right angles, but what about lateral strength? How do we support multiple levels in a building?" The master smiled and praised Christus for his intelligence. He explained, "You're right, dear Christus. The number 4 is fundamental in building strong structures. To provide lateral strength, we create a symmetrical imbalance for each wall. The horizontal center of each wall is the perfect spot for a window or door, but we need a beam in that center to support the upper floor." The master continued, "Imagine the human body, where the spine connects the legs and arms. This connection gives us strength to lift and carry objects. In our body, the spine is like the center beam in a building. It provides stability and support." Christus said, "I understand the strength of the spine, but how does balance come into play? When I carry a heavy beam, I maintain perfect balance, and no lateral force is applied to my spine." The master replied, "You're observant, Christus. Achieving perfect balance is indeed important. To maintain balance, we have muscles that work together. We have studied the angles of these muscles and found that a 30-degree angle is ideal for stability." He continued, "This 30-degree angle is formed by 2 muscles on each side of the spine, each angled at 15 degrees. These muscles are always symmetrical and in harmony with the spine. They work together with the opposite muscles to provide balance and support." Christus exclaimed, "The number 12. Thank you, Master, for enlightening me." They shared a warm hug, and Christus felt grateful for the knowledge he gained from his wise master carpenter. Octave of Creation. Christus. Master Carpenter Vitruvius. The ratio of beauty. Master Carpenter Vitruvius explained, "This is the sacred geometry that creates lateral strength in our bodies, the concept of 12. We have found that the specific distance between these angled beams does not matter much. The most important rule is to achieve perfect symmetry and harmony among the beams and the wall itself, with a precise 15-degree angle to the wall's horizontal center. We can construct windows and doors that are unique on each level, making them both beautiful and meaningful. For very large buildings with walls twice the length, we simply add a second set of beams arranged in the opposite direction, forming a 30-degree angle between them." Christus asked, "That's very interesting, but how do you know when it's necessary to add an additional set of beams to ensure perfect stability for an unusually large house?" Master Vitruvius answered, "After studying various skulls in the graveyard, we found that there is hardly any difference between them, even between males and females. However, some women possess exceptional beauty, while others prioritize different aspects due to their focus on family and children. The beauty in a woman's face is determined by very subtle differences compared to others. When we compared the ratios of length and measurements, we discovered that they consistently revolve around 1.618, known as the golden ratio, which gives the skulls a similar appearance. The presence or absence of beauty is merely a slight variation of this phi ratio, which can also be perceived in reverse as 0.618, representing the opposite side. To achieve phi, we utilize the natural growth pattern found in the spiral shape of a snail's shell. It follows a sequence: 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 144. However, the ratio is not yet perfect during the first revolution of the spiral. Observing the snail's shell, you can visually notice that the initial revolution is not perfectly round. When calculating the ratio, you find that subsequent revolutions gradually approach the opposite side. In relation to beautiful gulls, the most appealing aesthetics are achieved when they closely adhere to the phi ratio. It truly is that simple. Christus was delighted and said, "Thank you, Master. What do you call this concept of beauty and the expression of God?" Master Vitruvius replied, "I have defined it in 3 sections: strength, utility, and beauty, which are known in Latin as firmitas, utilitas, and venustas. We incorporate these principles into every house we build." Christus nodded and said, "Thank you, Master Vitruvius. I understand."